Okay, so let me start. Angular journey started long time ago with magical artifact Zone.js. Today I will take you on a voyage into uncharted water of Angular without Zone.js. So hoist the sails, let's go zoneless. But first, my name is Brygida, I'm from Poland, I'm working in Avenga. I'm also Angular GDE, but what is the most important for me, I'm Endicato meetup organizer. So if you want to join us in the next meetup is in December, so please scan QR code. I know that from Berlin to Katowice you had direct train. It's around 5 hours, but you know. Please, I will be thrilled if you join us. Okay, so welcome aboard. Let's start. I will show you my demo application. As you can see here, we have the captain's dashboard, of course with run stack, because this is the most important part, the treasure map, of course with the crew, and the logbook. So everything that our captains need. And the application is using Zone.js, and every component has default change detection strategy. Okay, let's move to our presentation. So, I hope so that all of you know that Zone.js is a library. Yeah? All of you know? Perfect. And now it's time to invite our special guest, Captain Angular.
Ahoy! It's Charlie. Hey, Charlie, hello. Hello. Oops.
Oh, and our captain has the parrot, which name is Zone.js. So
Hello.
think about this now about Zone.js like of the parrot. She's already
Welcome.
wants to fly away, but please stay with us a little bit. So think about it like of this captain parrot, which is screaming every time something happens on the ship. Sailors sneeze or spoons fell down. Now, parrot, it's your...
Beep.
Okay. So, Zone.js and Monkey patches core browser APIs like timer, events, HTTP requests, in general, any async operation. And after that, notifies Angular whenever something might have changed. Parrot.
Peekaboo. Beep.
Okay. And then Angular has to check entire application because from top to the bottom, because Angular don't know where exactly this change occurred.
Here.
Okay, but let's go to some bright side of Zone.js, and it's of course automatic change detection. I'm pretty sure that all of you have the same feeling, this magical feeling, when you write your first line of the code in Angular, and so that everything is magically updated in the browser. It was so awesome. And that's why we developers could focus on our features, business logic, just write the code without thinking when I had to notify Angular to update my UI. But every treasure had its curse. And of course, here we have the performance overhead, because Zone.js notifies Angular whenever any async operation occurred. So we have a lot of unnecessary change detection cycles. Next, debugging complexity. And here I'm also pretty sure that you had this experience when you saw an error in the console in the browser and you just want to find where exactly the error occurred, where I should go to fix it. And you saw only Zone.js, 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 Zone.js. And the same probably when you start debugging in the browser and jump into the Zone.js files. it wasn't very, very nice. Next thing, this is library. So it has its own size, which is added to the bundle size. So that is also impact initial loading time and core web vitals. Next thing, compatibility issues. I know that Zone.js has, their own magic, but it's not updated automatically. Somebody needs to update it when new browser API occurs. And next thing, not every modern browser API can be patched effectively by Zone.js. So here is example with async await problem. It has to be down-leveled to working correctly with Zone.js. Okay, but if you have an application with Zone.js or without it, the change detection mechanism stays the same. What changes? When and how this mechanism will be triggered.
onPush.
And okay. Okay, so we have two different change detection strategy. I will start with the default one. But we have also onPush. And onPush strategy will help you prepare for going zoneless. But let's start with default one. Here we have our ship. Of course, we have our Zone.js parrot, our captain, and also think about it because we have some decks and the cabins. And think about the decks like of the components. Of course, our captain is standing on the main deck, so it will be our app component, the main component. And in the components, in the decks, we have also cabins. So it will be our child components. And here, downstairs, we have hole in the ship. So what's going now? It's time for parrot.
Going.
Okay, so parrot is screaming, hole in the ship, hole in the ship. What's going next? Our captain is starting his journey, and it's checking every deck, cabin by cabin, because he wants to find the hole. And okay, he finds it, but he has to be sure that everything was checked, and he will also check the last cabin. As you can see, this is not very efficient. Our captain is very tired. You can think about the ships like,
Slip.
on the small ship, it could be okay. The captain is checking everything, but in the large ships, that's not pretty efficient, and our captain is so tired.
Yeah.
That's why we have the next strategy, onPush.
Push.
And it's pretty easy to turn it on, so you can go to your component decorator and just set change detection strategy to onPush.
Push.
So let's move our application to onPush strategy.
onPush.
Okay, I will change the branch to onPush 1. And let's check.
Check.
Okay, I will refresh it.
Refresh.
And it's not working.
No.
We don't have our crew members and logs. But the run level is going down. I know why. I will tell you later.
Me no.
So, as you can see, we have here a problem. So I will jump to the presentation
Go big.
and explain a little bit how it works. So, we have the same ship, the same decks, and cabins. And also, the hole is in the same place. But what's happening now? You can think that in the real world it could be a pretty simple, well-known example. Our user is clicking the button. And in this moment, it matters in this strategy, this component is marked as dirty. And not only this component, but also all of its ancestors. So our cabin is marked as dirty, bottom deck, and the main deck, so the main component.
Pirates on board.
Okay, what's happening next? Our captain started his journey, and now he has some path. So he's checking, of course, the main deck, next the bottom deck, and then straight to our cabin where the hole is. Sounds very nice. It's better than default change detection, but still we have a little bit overhead. Okay. So what now triggers marking as dirty?
Food.
Probably you know, because we were clicking the button, that they are the DOM events, handling DOM events. Next, immutable property binding. And here, remember, if you have object, remember that you have to change the reference, not only the property value. Next, we have async pipe. And that's why our RAM level was going down, because I used their async pipe. The next thing is signals. So signal value updates, and of course, mark for check.
Mark.
So let's fix our app.
Demo.
Okay. I think that, as you can see here, we have the pretty well-known example. We have our service and the method get crew members. So we get crew members from the API, and next subscribing to it and assign our members. Okay, I think that I will start with mark for check. So I have to inject change detector ref. Okay, and here I will, thank you, Copilot. Let's check if now we will have the crew members. Yes, it's working. But of course that we can do it better.
Do it better, as me.
Now I think that we can use async pipe. So I will comment this part and create for us observable. Okay. This one, we need an import. Okay, it's here. And it's time for async pipe, exactly in our template. I will also use the LED variable. So here we have our observable, async pipe, probably the well-known construction. Let's save it and check. It's working, but something happens with our theme.
It's not me.
But no worries. It's not connected with the demo. Okay. So mark for check is working, async pipe also. So what's next? We can try to use signal.
Beep.
Okay.
No.
I will use to signal. And just comment this part. Make is loading a signal. And of course, we have to go to the template and use the braces because we want to get signal value. Okay, maybe I will stop it and run again. Okay, let me check here. We have everything. And now it's also working.
It's fine.
What we can use next?
Close.
We can use HTTP resource. But this is still experimental, so just wait a little bit, but it will be also working because under the hood you had the signal value changed. Okay, let's go back to the presentation because I have one more example. The default change detection and onPush change detection. Sometimes you don't want to use onPush, so you can mix it. And in our example, this dashed line, it means that our components are in onPush change detection. And without it, they are using the default one. Okay, so what's happening now? Of course, we have the hole in the ship. Parrot is screaming, hole in the ship. Before that, our component and all its ancestors are marked as dirty because our component where the hole is or where the user is clicking the button using onPush change detection. And what's next? So our captain is checking. Okay, so first deck is using onPush change detection, and it's not has the flag, marked as dirty. So he's going down. He's skipping these child components with the default change detection, these ones. And after that, he's going to the next deck, to the components with default change detection. Because the components with onPush change detection, they don't have the flag marked as dirty. What next? The next deck is using also onPush change detection without flag, so our captain is going down. And here is checking our bottom deck and components with default change detection, and of course our component where the hole is. So please remember that if you have component which is using onPush and it has a child which is using the default change detection strategy, and your component is not marked as dirty, Angular just skip it and go to the next components. Okay. Oh, yeah, and one more. And you can see which decks and cabins was visited by our captain.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, but let's move to the signals, because signals are our future, new reactivity, and so on and so on. But they also give us one more thing.
No.
We can achieve some local change detection, but we have to fulfill few conditions. First, our application needs to use onPush change detection. The second one is that we need the signal value change, but without marking components as dirty.
I'm scary.
So it could be achieved by some async task like HTTP request or observable value change, something like that. So let's go back to our ship. We have here our signal, which value change is by some async task. And what's happening now? Our consumer of our signal is marked as dirty, but the ancestor of this component, they've got a new flag. This flag informs Angular that they have a component that needs to be refreshed. So this is only the information that somewhere there is exact place where the change occurs. So our captain now know where to go, and only there we have run change detection. It's pretty awesome. But let's go to the main topic, which is zoneless. So zoneless API is stable since Angular 20.2. So it's pretty new. It's super easy to create new project, which is zoneless. Just add zoneless flag or wait for the question. If you want to migrate your existing application, you have to follow a few steps. First, in app component, just swap provide zone change detection to provide zoneless change detection. Next, in Angular JSON, remove Zone.js and Zone.js testing from the polyfills array. After that, remove all Zone.js imports and uninstall it. After that, you can check in your browser if it's still working.
Nope.
And it sounds pretty easy, but it doesn't guarantee you that your application will be working. So first, prepare. If you already adopt onPush signals, it should be pretty easy. But if not, please, just prepare and do it step by step.
Step by step.
And now, the most exciting news, that in Angular 21st, zoneless will be enabled by default. So when you will be creating a new project, it will be totally Zone.js free. Okay, let's go to the details. So what now triggers change detection in zoneless water? Probably you guessed that it will be async pipe, signals value update, mark for check, bounded events, also component refset input, and HTTP resource. But what will not trigger change detection? And I think that this is only the examples, but the most common one. So it will be HTTP request, observable, and set timeout, set interval. So let's make zoneless our application. I will switch to the zoneless branch, but first I need to revert the changes.
Room.
Okay, revert. Okay. Let's move to the new zoneless branch. Okay, we are here. I will run npm install to remove zoneless and go back for a little bit to our presentation because I want to say something about the benefits. So first, the obvious one, the performance improvement. Now we don't have all of these unnecessary change detection cycles. So we are super happy. Maybe now somebody wants to adopt our Zone.js parrot. Let me know after the presentation, because our parrot will be very, very lonely now. But next, we have, of course, the smaller bundle size because we kick off our parrot.
No.
Also, Core Web Vitals are very, very happy about that. Next things, easier debugging. We don't have all of this Zone.js pollution. And the last one, which is the most important for me, we have control over reactivity. We are informing Angular when we want to update the UI. Of course, by using async pipe, signals, mark for check, and so on and so on. But we are informing Angular that we need some update. Okay, let's check our app, if it's zoneless free or no, and if it's working.
No. Variability change.
Okay. Okay, it's refreshed. Yeah, we have the crew members, logbook, everything. So now our application is zoneless. It's using onPush change detection and, of course, the signals. But our RAM level is not going down, so something is wrong. I will open the DevTools. Oh my God. Expression change after it has been checked.
Yay.
You know that error. I hate it.
I like it.
But I know why we are seeing it. So let's jump to our app. And in app.config.ts, I put here provide check no changes config. And this tool will be very important for you because it shows you when you have some binding updates which were not refreshed by zoneless change detection. So if you update something and it's not reflected on the UI, you will have got an error there. So remember it. It's pretty important. Okay, but still we don't know why our RAM level is not going down. Of course, because I changed something. I want to show you that now when you use set interval, it will not trigger change detection. So I will fix it quickly by using the signal.
Quick fix.
Okay, now Copilot is very nice. Thank you, Copilot. And of course, we have to use the braces. Okay, it's ready.
Awesome.
And let's check. Okay, we don't have errors. Our RAM level is going down. Pretty awesome. Everything is working now.
Where is my errors?
So it's time for conclusion.
Kids.
I know that all of you was or are in this place where Zone.js is in your application. And probably a lot of you realize that it's causing some performance issue. And like our captain, you change detection to onPush. And it will be pretty important when you want to go zoneless. After that, the signals era is here. And also our captain starts using signals. So I encourage you to do it. Of course, you could say, no, I don't want to. And it's, of course, then you can use the other triggers for change detection, like async, pipe mark for check, and so on and so on. And remember, before you want to go zoneless, just prepare. And then remove it. And be happy without Zone.js in your application. Thank you very much.
Yeah.